agenda. And Lincoln and them put out something to say that the United States federal government, which is a foreign government, to the Republic of the to the Republic of so-called America, what they call United States of America and General Congress assembled. That's the original preamble government that existed here under the Articles of Confederation, under the Articles of Association. And that government was based on our people.
Right.
Period. So when Lincoln came in, he said, we're going to make the Negro and the white man both equal under the federal government. And those of us that was free said, hell no. I'm not going to be equal to the people you just bringing over here as slaves.
Right.
And so we fought a war.
That's what the war was about.
That's what the war was about. The right for the individual estates to maintain a confederacy. And so a white confederacy was founded outside of our original Haudenosaunee Confederacy to fight the white so-called government. And in return, they would receive certain benefits from us. When they lost the war, all the countries, all the states that were going to be let back into the United States had to adopt the 14th Amendment. And if they didn't, they would be burnt down and killed.
Which the 14th Amendment, which was?
The 14th Amendment, which says that everybody is basically a slave under the federal government, and that involuntary slavery is illegal so long as you're not a federal government.
Which
the 14th Amendment, which says that everybody is basically a slave under the federal government, and that involuntary says they would be burnt down and killed.
Which the 14th Amendment, which
and if they didn't, they would be burnt down and killed.
Now, see, this is another. Let me clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. All right. This is another way of how, like I said, the beast, you already should know about the beast. The beast uses fear to get what he wants. Just like a baby crying to get a lollipop, a Laffy Taffy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The beast uses fear to get what he wants. So the beast threatens you if you don't, lay down. Either you get down or you lay down. You know what I'm saying? So this is what they do. This ain't nothing new. This ain't rocket scientists, people. Stop making this so difficult. I mean, this is the best way to get the control of the people. By threatening them, gang stalking them, killing them, telling them or else.
Which the 14th Amendment, which was?
The 14th Amendment, which says that everybody is basically a slave under the federal government, and that involuntary slavery is illegal so long as you're not punished by a crime. So if we can lock you up, you can be a slave legally. And so that created the original so-called Libra Code that was then adopted by the Belgian Conference in 1888, which then led to the deep colonization of Africa. You understand? So what I'm showing you is they use the same code here to break our republic and then force everybody into being citizens of the United States, which means that they are subject to a foreign power, an inferior state, when they were subjects of a foreign power, which...
And this is the reason why they have legitimacy to gang stalk you. Because you are, by contract, a slave to this corporation. So until you separate yourself from the corporation, see, I keep trying to tell EC Production. EC keeps saying, man, we going through this, man, because we're chosen. Man, look, get all that crap out your head, dog. Don't be having in your head thinking that you're being punished because God wants you to be punished. No, you're being punished because you're being hard-headed and you're not listening. You know what I'm saying? Don't be listening to people talking about, ain't no way out. It is a way out. The way out is through knowledge and education. The truth shall set you free. Isn't that what Jesus told you? You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand this. You got to understand by law, we have been duped. They tricked us. And taking it back to what he said about they torture you and stuff if you don't bow down and do what they tell you to do. This is what they do.
So long as you're not punished by a crime. So if we can lock you up, you can be a slave. The United States had to adopt the 14th Amendment. And if they dates that were going to be let back into the United States had to adopt the 14th Amendment. And if they
you had to adopt the 14th Amendment, and if you didn't,
they would be burned down and killed.
All right then. You see what I'm saying? So this is another reason why people cop out. And it still goes on even with the gang stalking. Why do you think everybody's so rushing to be a gang stalker? Because they want free shit, and at the same time, they don't want to get beat the hell up, gang stalked, and and all the crap that you're going through, they don't want to go through it.
The 14th Amendment, which
The
was?
14th Amendment, which says that everybody is basically a slave under the federal government, and that involuntary slavery is illegal so long as you're not punished by a crime. So if we can lock you up, you can be a slave legally.
And see, and EC be saying they want to target us because we woke. Well, what about these brothers? These brothers are Moors. They're woke. They're more woke than you. You know what I'm saying? You still waiting on Jesus to come and save you from the sky. So how woke are you? So you got to ask these questions. Why are they after you? These cats right here, they already know the law. They done already authenticated their birth certificates. They done separated themselves from this this legal tyranny. That's why they're not, being gang stalked.
And so that created the original so-called Libra Code that was then adopted by the Belgian Conference in 1888, which then led to the deep colonization of Africa. You understand? So what I'm showing you is they use the same code here to break our republic and then force everybody into being citizens of the United States, which means that they are subject to a foreign power, an inferior state, when they were subjects of a foreign power, which was the republic and the empire that was already here. And we can find the proof of this, in the letters that were written to the governors by the military general that established the new government that started in 1867. So that means, brothers and sisters, if they didn't create the U.S. citizen mandate until 1871, what were the people that were here prior to the creation of the U.S. citizen? They were Americans, because they were in the republic. So whether you realize it or not, when the Prophet Drew Ali said that I am a true American citizen, he didn't say that he was a citizen of the United States. That's some shit that they flipped up later after they reorganized the Moorish Science Temple in 1938, when they put the traitor C. Kirkman Bey in charge, and then he went in and changed it up and brought the Freemasons into it, and it's been all messed up ever since. Now this don't mean all temples is like that. But I'm saying that all of the black organizations that came after the MST of A had the influence and knew that there was an actual way for us to go back to our original state without having to be subjected to being citizens of a country that has labeled us enemy combatants.
Right.
The other irony is, after the United States switched the jurisdiction and they let everybody back into the so-called new corporate occupational government, they had to leave a way out for those of us that remembered that we had our own steeds.
Right.
So this is where, when they say founded in for the republic which it stands, one nation.
Under God.
When in any did it say anything about a democracy? It doesn't. Because democracy means a demonized government, a demonstrative government, meaning it's not real. It's under a colorable law. So anything that's colorable is not real. But in a colorable law-based society, you have to be a color for them to have jurisdiction. So here comes black. This is why you got to be black. Because that's what they were prior to the conflict. And then what they did was they just switched you under what's called the Emancipation Proclamation. Which emancipate does not mean to free. It means to change ownership. So that means the ownership was switched where the so-called whites became
etymology
black.
of that word.
That's right.
To
In the
switch
Latin,
ownership.
emancipato.
Wow.
So when you have these Moors out here and these blacks out here purposely miseducating people, telling them that they're citizens of the United States, when they know damn well, or they should know damn well, that in the Republic, you can't be a citizen of the United States and American at the same time. You got to be one or the other. In order to be an American, you have to have a nationality. That's why people with the nationalities go far in America. Italian Americans got their own community, right?
Right.
Irish Americans got their own community,
This is
right?
real, yo.
Indian Americans got their own community, right?
Indeed.
What do black Americans have?
Right. Nothing.
A ghetto.
That's it.
Prison.
That's it.
You think that's by chance? No, that's by design. Because
Right.
they know you niggas don't read,
Fact.
and they know that somebody
Ever catch
Facts.
yourself work?
prison. Americans got their own community, right? Indian Americans got their own community, right?
Indeed.
What do black Americans have? A ghetto. Prison. You think that's by by chance. No, that's by design. Because they know you niggas don't read, and they know that somebody like
No, they read Psalms 91.
me kicking this to you, you're gonna try to find something wrong with me to not listen to me.
Fact.
So I say keep doing that. Don't believe me.
Don't.
You get what I'm saying? Don't believe me.
Keep getting gangsta up.
Don't follow through in what I'm saying. Don't research the letter that the last governor of North Carolina wrote. The last true Republican governor of North Carolina wrote the military guard that was going to come and kill him if he didn't give up the seat. That means then that we have not been under a real government since 1861. That's why we walked out the Congress. And we were supposed to come back and reconvene it. But they established a dictatorship, and then when Lincoln wanted to get us out and put us back under the thing through the Freedmen's Bureau, they killed him. And then what happened? They started to then extend the jurisdiction all over the world. So they took the same code to do what they did here, brought it over to Africa, and put it into what they call the Belgian Conference of 1888. And you see what happened with all that. Another thing, when these so-called blacks is on TV and they showing you pictures of Leopold and the Congo and all that stuff that happened out there, and they show you with the Moor with the feathers on,
Right,
and brutalizing the
and they
Africans.
say those were the traitors, right?
Come on now, Moor.
This
This is how you know Negroes don't read. One, because those people that you see in those places had already been in conflict before Leopold got there. And those people, all that happened in Eastern Africa. So those were Somalians, those were Kenyans, those were Ugandans, those were the other one.
Y'all keep your heads up, man. It's gonna be another part. I don't want it to get too long. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta download this video. So stay tuned for the next part. We out.